Hi, I'm Power Monkey, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how to start learning to script from scratch inside Roblox Studio and how to improve. So in this first slide that we have, when you're going to be getting started inside Roblox Studio, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're really going to want to get to grips with the basics of Roblox Studio. So that includes moving the camera about, creating parts, creating basic models, and just really doing the basic stuff before you even get into scripting. Because when you're going to be scripting, you are going to be referring to other things inside Roblox Studio, so it's always nice to know how to maneuver about inside Roblox Studio before you start scripting. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use other people's scripts at the beginning, so like that you can see how the coding language works, especially if you have zero experience in coding. So you might get other scripts from the toolbox, so when you insert models and you get that message saying that I have scripts in it, you can look at the scripts, read the scripts, try to understand what the scripts mean. Even if you don't understand what it is at the beginning, you're just going to want to read through the scripts and try your best to understand what each and every single one of the lines is doing to create a specific function or event for your model that you have downloaded. You're also going to be looking at the developer hub because there are going to be questions that people have probably already asked in the past that you're also wondering yourself, and sometimes some people put little extracts of scripts to help other people out, so you can also use those when you read through the developer forums. And the next thing is video tutorials. Like that, you can actually see the process of creating a script, because often when you read a script from top to bottom, chances are is that the person who wrote that script didn't actually write it in that order. The order of your script just changes when you add stuff and you take away stuff, so that is always a good idea to watch video tutorials. You're also going to want to experiment a lot, so you're going to want to make a bunch of different scripts for smaller things like doors or lighting, just a bunch of different things. You're really going to want to mess about with that, because even if you don't need it for your game, if you have a game in mind, it's always nice to start off with basic things at the beginning, so like that it's not too complicated, and that will then later on help you for more complex stuff. And it is okay to fail and not understand and get frustrated, but you really shouldn't give up, because if you really want to make a game and you have absolutely zero experience, it is going to be tricky, but you will get there in the end. You're also going to want to do some research when you don't know what something in a script does. So especially at the beginning, if you're new to Roblox Studio, Lua coding, or just coding in general, you're going to want to research a lot. Every time you don't understand something, you're going to want to go ahead and look it up, either with a video tutorial, looking through their forums, or looking through other scripts in the toolbox and trying to understand it yourself. But yeah, at the beginning it is going to be tedious, but it will get easier. So one of the big mistakes that people make is that they go straight into making a game, and most often they have a pretty complex idea in their head and they don't even know where to start. And that will cause issues, because you're really going to want to know how to do the basic things in order to facilitate the process of making your game. So you can obviously attempt to make your game and you can learn from it, but I really think that you should start off with easier projects and then work your way up to something more difficult, and then eventually quote unquote your dream game or whatever game you had in mind. Then you can move on when you have gathered more experience under your belt. So when you go from being a beginner to an advanced scripter, then you might still be using other people's scripts, and that is absolutely fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but you are going to be tweaking the scripts to better fit your needs, and you're going to be merging different parts of scripts together in order to create a script that is more fitted for whatever situation you need it for. You are also going to attempt to write scripts from scratch with the help of your previous knowledge from other scripts that you've looked at in the past, written in the past, tweaked in the past. It might be a little bit buggy, but you will end up figuring out how to make the script do what you need it to do. So again, feeling defeated is okay, feeling like you're never going to fully understand is also okay, but it is part of the process. Just keep going because you're getting there. So don't give up, even if it's still so tricky, even if you've been trying for so long. You know, you've been doing this for I don't know how long, and you're comparing yourself to other people and thinking like, oh, they've only done this for X amount of weeks, months, days, and they're already so much better than me. And that is okay. People learn at different speeds. People come with different experience levels. So the next thing is that there are going to be roadblocks. There are going to be times where you are going to be stuck and you're not going to know what to do or how to do something or how to even begin writing the first couple of lines of your scripts. And that is going to be tricky. But as I said before, you're always going to manage to find a way. So afterwards, it's going to be just your final stretch into becoming a pro coder. So you're probably still going to be revisiting old topics, even basic topics, until you fully 100% understand what you are scripting, because sometimes you might think that you know what you're scripting and then you realize that it didn't quite exactly work the way that you thought that it worked, and the fact that it worked in one of your chunks of code or lines of code was a coincidence and you didn't fully understand what that line of code did, but you will eventually know exactly what each topic does. And when you're going to be transitioning into a professional coder, then you are also going to be understanding what each and every individual line of code does. And anybody could ask you, what does this line of code do? And you will be able to tell them and explain to them what it does. You're also going to grow the capability of tweaking your code when bugs occur or you find a more efficient way of running your code, because at the beginning your code might not be the most efficient, and that is completely normal because obviously you're new to scripting and you don't really know what is more efficient. So your code will become better and better quality as you learn more and have more experience and just get better in general. So that's pretty obvious, but you're also going to want to keep learning because there is so much to learn constantly inside Roblox Studio, and you can always improve. And that is because studio updates occur and they add new features, and you're going to want to learn about those features and possibly implement those into an existing game or into a game that you're making, or just to try and experiment with the new studio updates. And also you're probably going to find better coding practices. So don't give up. I know it's a little bit corny, but if you really want to make games and you really have a passion for game development, don't give up. You will get there, even if it's tricky, and even if people are learning quicker than you, you will get there in the end if you don't give up. So it is hard, but it is definitely worth it. Like I said before, if you really want to make games, it is definitely 100% worth it. And who knows, you may be the next big game developer and you could have the next big front page game for Roblox, and you're just learning how to script right now and you don't even know it. So don't give up and achieve your goals. So that was the end for this presentation. If you like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!